Today I'm going to talk about wartime advertisement. When you think about advertising during the Second World War, there really wasn't that much to buy because the government controlled prices and production. However, companies like Ford wanted to keep their name in front of the public, even though they were in full military production. So their ads traced their war efforts from the start of the war, where they used mainly equipment that they were operating. As the war went on, they started to show the items that they produced for the military. And by 1944, early 1945, they started to show cars that were going to be available after the war was over. This type of method of advertising was used by many companies. The oil companies often produced maps of what was happening in the war with their logo on the bottom. Many other items were also produced the same way. For local businesses, they were selling items. They were selling food, and so they also did types of advertising, but most of it was on the war effort with a minor mention of what they had to offer the public. The government consistently produced sets of art for which the industry could make their advertisements. This is a case for the 5th Victory Loan campaign. This is a mock-up of an ad showing Winston Churchill, and the industry would put their name across the bottom to show that they had sponsored this ad. In this example from the folio, you have smaller advertisements on a variety of illustrations, so you could pick and choose what you wanted to fund. Here is an illustration of a government-produced ad with the sponsor at the bottom. It was the Canadian Industries Limited, and they were the ones that produced ammunition for the war effort. This is another type of the ad that the federal government did the artwork, and in this case, T. Eaton Company sponsored the ad, and this was to get young people to join the Air Force. This one shows the products that Goodyear makes and how their products are saving the lives of our fighting men. Early in the Second World War, industry would show the tools that they were using to make product for the war. This was so that the enemy did not know what sort of vehicles we were making, what sort of armored that we were doing. And it just shows the war effort that the company is doing, and it keeps their name in front of the public, Ford Motor Company of Canada Limited. As the war went on, they started to show a little bit more. In this picture, he is starting to show the making of engine parts. The next ad shows a truck being made. Now these trucks were now in the field, so the Germans knew that the type of truck that we were making, so you weren't hiding anything from them by showing this picture. As the war went on, the advertisements became more graphic, showing action during the war. In 1944, they started to again show what they were doing but starting to promote what was going to be available for the civilian market after the war was over. The advertising of World War II was very direct and explained in graphic images. And it was about keeping the names of the companies in the public eye so that when the war ended, they would be remembered. And the industry, because they were in high production, had extra funds to make very high quality advertisements and images.